Hi everybody, my name is Jim and this is the Lake Effect Gardener. Today's episode is a short one, I promise. And this video is all about the rest of the infrastructure that I've done in regards to trellising. So I've built all of the rest of my infrastructure. And the idea was that I was going to film it for you as I was building it to give you guys an idea and, hopefully, if there's something that you wanted to do as well, you'd have some kind of a blueprint for that. Well, brought my camera out, got everything I needed, pressed the film button, pressed the record button, and did everything. And completed everything. And then I went back and I checked it and realized that the camera was not in video mode, it was in photo mode. So the only thing I got after doing all of that work was a still shot of nothing. So I'm sorry about that. I'm really upset about it because, I thought it would have been really fun, and, there were some moments where I was just beside myself with anger and then just laughing hysterically. It was a real treat. So anyways, I'm going to show you what I've got. I did go to a store and I purchased some cattle panel, and we're going to go over and take a look at it first. Not all the cattle panel that I have erected into the tunnels and the different trellising came from that store. I did have some that my father gave to me. Thanks so much, Dad. And the posts that also are on the tunnels were posts that my father gave to me. So I really appreciate my father giving those things to me because it did really cut the cost down quite a bit. So let's head out to the garden. I'm just going to quickly show you where what I have in the way of cattle panel, what I have done with the cattle panel, okay? And then we'll head into the greenhouse for just a little snoop at everything that I have planted and sown. It's been a lot, believe it or not. I mean, it's only been a couple of days since you've seen me, but I have gotten a lot done, so full speed ahead. All right, let's go over and take a look at that cattle panel. So here's the cattle panel that I purchased. I bought 100 feet of it. I don't know what I was thinking. And there's a lot of it. It's super durable, super heavy. Kind of a pain to work with, but this is something I felt was important to have because those structures that I'm putting up are going to be there for the long haul, and I want something that's not going to degrade over time. So I'm going to give you a look and show you exactly what I have done with these. So let's head to the the opening path of the garden and take a look at what this roll of cattle panel has given me. We had a bit of a gully washer last night, soaking rain. So this quick little tour that I'm going to give you is I'm going to try to stay out of the mud. So this was the first trellis that I built, and it's made out of cattle panel. I'm sorry. I know it might be a little bit difficult to see it, but it's really heavy gauge galvanized wire. And then I used these 8-foot cattle posts. So they're being held on by zip ties. And normally I'm not one to use plastic, but I need something with a little bit of longevity, and they're really easy to work with. So as I was trying to erect this thing, oh, it kept folding in on me and poking me and all sorts of stuff. The zip ties worked really, really well. A new trellis that I also put up is this one right here. Okay. And the idea is that I'm going to have these melons growing this way. Okay, so I'm going to have to train them. It will add a certain amount of privacy as well. So I finished all the hoops. These are my low tunnel hoops. And I just put them all in the ground just to see what they would look like. And I'm really, really pleased with how they came out. I did end up spray painting the look of the, the aluminium. It was very flashy. It was not warm and inviting. It was kind of, I felt like I was in a, IKEA. So I gave them a bit of a spray paint just to, let them blend in a little bit more. And then this was the second one that I put up. This one went a lot faster than the first one because of the learning curve. Same idea though, same spacing, and cucumbers on one side, French beans on the other. And I forgot to mention that the other one that I built over there is going to have cucumbers going up on both sides. All right, you guys remember my upcycle win? Still haven't finished putting the livestock wiring on it. I'll get to that. And then I did something new this year, okay? This is going to be my pea trellis. And it was one of those things where I kind of went with the curvature of the cattle panel when I received it. And I thought it looked really kind of cool. So it's kind of like a ruffle in a way. And I did this a lot. I mean, the style of it is very similar to like a pea or a bean trellis with the bamboo canes. The only difference is I've got this wire cattle panel instead. And the idea is I'm going to be planting peas on the inside and then peas on the outside. So I'm getting 2 rows of peas in the area of kind of one, which will open up open things up more for me on the inside of the bed. Okay, and I've got 3 varieties of peas that I'm growing. So I think these 2 perhaps will be the alderman, which grows really, really tall. And then these 2 will be the Mange 2 sugar snap, okay, which also has a decent amount of growth. And then perhaps in the front, I will do the snow peas, which are not as tall, so that they'll be easier to harvest. So we'll have the tall ones growing in the back, and then the shorter ones in the front. And I really like the way it looks, and it's really sturdy. So yeah. I'm very interested to see what all of this is going to look like once it's filled in. Especially this one. It's really kind of an entryway, kind of a path that leads to, the shed. So it'll be really cool to see what that looks like. And then same with that one over there. That one's going to look really neat also. And one of the varieties of cucumbers that I'm growing up that trellis is called Dasher, and I've grown them before, and they live up to their name. They grow really fast, really, really, really prolific cucumber. So I'm pleased. I think I am just about done with infrastructure. I say that now, but I think the only thing I really need to do now is put up my poles for the beans, and that should be it. Just show you what I've got going on here. It's beginning to look like a garden center. I'm not complaining. Okay, all of the stuff that's on the ground are the tubers and bulbs and shrubs and everything else. All of that material has been planted, of course, in potting compost. So there's dahlias and peonies and liatris and raspberries and let's see, what else do I have? Lilies, hollyhocks. I didn't realize that you could buy root sets of hollyhocks, and since I've always had abysmal luck with hollyhocks, I'm going to give that a try. I do have cardboard down here because we had quite the rainstorm. And it's an absolute mud pit. But then I also got a lot of my veg and some flowers and some herbs planted in. So I just wanted to quickly show you, what do we got here? All that lovely moisture in there. So this is the lettuce that I planted. Got here. Oh, so those are peas. There's 3 varieties of peas. There's a snap pea, there's like a mangetout, a snow pea, and then a pole kind of deal. Alderman, I think the variety is called. What is this? More peas. More peas. Oh, I think, yeah. So I've got 3 containers of peas. And then I've got, let's see, broccoli and cauliflower in there. And I'll show you, I'll go into more detail of the varieties I'm growing once they've popped. This is cabbage, chard, kale. This is rutabaga, beets, broad beans, and I think more beets. Over here, there's sweet peas. Okay, I've got 10 3-inch pots of sweet peas with 3 sowings each. Here's some Aquilegia or columbine, St. John's wort, feverfew. Now these are the onions and the leeks that I grew from seed. I planted them on to see if they'll kind of bounce back. They're looking very sorry for themselves, but I do have to give them a water still. Hopefully they'll bounce back. And then these are all my leeks. So this is, what did I say this was? Oh, this is the Elsa Craig exhibition. This is Walla Walla. And then this is the, what is this one? Oh, that's all Walla Walla. There's another one. Did I forget to, there's like a red globe or something like that. What's this? Elsa Craig. Huh. Walla Walla. I think it's these, and I forgot to put a lid. Oh no, they're down here. Okay. Okay, so that's the Southport Red Globe. There's 4 cell packages of those. I didn't plant in this, so I don't know why I didn't put that in there. What do we have here? Chamomile. And then I've got my little takeaway containers here. And this is Verbena bonariensis. This is larkspur, which requires darkness. You see what I did there? So I used a normal takeaway container, okay, put the lid on it, and it requires darkness to germinate. So I took the bottom of another one, put it right on top. Poppy, lupins, and forget-me-nots. So that's really all I've got planted. Once all of this stuff starts to pop up too, I will go into more detail as to what I've but what I've planted, just to show you exactly. Here's this grapevine that I was telling you about, that I was going to plant in the tunnel. This variety is called Mars. Yes. So, fingers crossed. And then of course, you know, the plants that come, you know, will hopefully will grow. The plants that will hopefully grow, I will keep the soil and then plant it directly into the ground. If I have any duds that either, you know, don't pop up or whatever, I can reuse that compost. So it's compost on a loop. This table over here is where I'm doing all of my sowing. But eventually this is going to be filled with all the other things that need to happen, like tomatoes and beans and all the other things that, melons and squash and stuff. It's too early. It is too early for that, so I'm not going to bother doing those just yet. Maybe in a couple of weeks I'll start those. All right. Bluetooth speaker, very important. So that's what we got. It's a bazillion degrees in here. I might just use some more of that cattle panel to enclose my sweet corn, because every single year it's the same thing. And if you saw my corn harvesting video from last year, you know that I harvested some lovely stalks, but not a single ear, because I have a problem with the critters having their way with it. Raccoons and squirrels mainly. So perhaps I can just do something around there. And, you know, of course, now I'm going to be thinking, how can I use up this cattle panel? And I could easily just set it aside and leave it for, you know, another brainstorm another year, or maybe just let someone else have at it for a while. I don't know. Oh well. So that's it for me, guys. And it's also it for my spring break. I head back to school on Monday. You guys probably won't see this until about Wednesday. So I'll be well back into the thick of things at that point. And so, yes, I'm not saying that my video, you know, my videos will be, you know, once in a great blue moon. It's not going to be it at all. But I'm going to be getting in on jobs. You know, my days are going to end up being shorter because I'm going to be at work all day, and I get home and there's only about 3 or 4 hours of daylight left. So I'm going to squeeze in as much as I can after school, etc., etc. So perhaps I might do little snippets on different days, have some costume changes in between, you know. But I'll keep them coming, guys. So that's it. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. There's lots of interesting... I'm really into this upcycle kick. I'd like to do more of that stuff. I feel like a lot of you out there really enjoy my, you know, upcycling ventures. I enjoy them too, absolutely. So that's it, guys. I will see you all really, really soon. Take care of yourselves and enjoy the longer days and the warmer days too. So long.